Greetings, gamer guys and gals. Welcome to part number 12 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 5 Thracia 776. And in today's episode, we're going to continue moving Fergus down and hoping for Vigor stars while we move our other units across and potentially get some more stuff done. We have quite a lot we need to do, actually. I would like to heal. I would definitely like to heal. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and steal your Fire Tome. Thank you for your contributions. Ooh. One magic on Lithus? That's kind of wild. Steel or Slim Sword. We could use the Steel Sword. I mean, we'll do 10 damage times 2 here. Doesn't really matter. We're not really trying to KO the guy. Just do some extra damage. And he cannot reach beyond that space, so what we can do is take Laura here and attack. Reason being is because she needs experience points too. It's not just Karen who needs it, but it is also Laura. Now, for the sake of not losing my mind, we are actually going to be healing up Asbel right here, and then we're going to be rescuing Laura out of the way so that we can finish that mage off. Otherwise, he is most likely going to be healed by the Physic Priest in the lower left-hand corner. So, let's do just that. Short sword. I'm very glad Matcha didn't just miss a second 99 in a row. Alright, so let's put Leaf here. And Brighton should be safe to be put right here. Later on in this chapter, some of my units, especially Fergus, are just going to be running towards the escape point, and I'm probably going to be skipping past that. So it's not just a tedious mess of this unit's just moving and moving and moving and moving, and that's all. Alright, so we can... I rescued Laura. I can't do that. Oh, darn it. I did not mean to click there. Oh, well, I'm going to have to rescue Laura again. I think all of these guys have, yeah, ranged. So it's actually just better if a ranged unit is in the way there. We can drop Laura here. Luckily, we had a way to go about backing up that strat because otherwise it was not going to turn out very well. We don't want Laura in the way of that meteor. He one-shots her. There's pretty well no chance at this point in the game that he wouldn't one-shot her because Laura has only 14 HP and 0 magic. She would have to gain several levels in HP before he didn't one-shot her. Yeah. Several. At least 5. Or like a single point in magic as well. And she's not likely to do that, so there is that. And he goes after Dawson. See, I would have gone after Brighton had I been him. Though he wouldn't have KO'd Brighton either, because Brighton actually has 1 magic? And we can... I think we're going to go ahead and use the Brave Axe here just to smack this guy out of existence, because we want him out. You know, it's funny because earlier in this Let's Play when I said that you're gonna see a 99 miss every once in a while, I really wish it wasn't as often as the times I have seen it so far. Let's see, we've got 4 units, so actually I think our fire should be fine to go ahead and use. Perfect. Pretty decent. Yeah, Asbel actually doesn't need pretty well any other stats. We're going to be promoting him as soon as we possibly can, and his promotion gains are going to be pretty wild to newcomers of Thracia. Let's just put it that way. And hopefully we don't miss this healing. We did not. Awesome. Oh, we even doubled. That was not totally necessary, but hey, you know what? It's okay. Nana's getting some pretty decent level ups. She doesn't even have the Hazuls, or she doesn't even have any of the scrolls on right now, which would definitely benefit her to have on. Yeah, so Dawson can be attacked by both of them. It's kind of unfortunate. I don't think I want to put Karen that close just because it's just not smart. And then we'll put Matcha here. We don't want to forget about Fergus. He needs to go get that chest, and it is a very important find. I think, yeah, so we do have a vulnerary there we could definitely pick up. Would be nice. We do have plenty of turns to take for that, so let's go ahead and grab that vulnerary. I'll keep it on him just in case I need it, but he actually doesn't need it right now. He's not going to die to a single hit from that bishop. All right, Leaf, go ahead and smite them all. It's kind of funny that they're attacking Leaf instead of Asbel, because they would do far and away more damage to Asbel. And I think no, he's not finishing off both of these guys. I do want to capture that bishop next turn. Hopefully I can. I don't know that... Okay, so this guy is actually attacking Asbel. That's nice. Save me some light brand uses. I don't think that Leaf has to actually combat the bishop, because that's the thing, is he has a long-range tome. He doesn't have a short-range weapon. He is attacking Leaf, though. He'd be doing 17 damage, half of Leaf's health. And he missed. Yeah, the only reason why you kind of want to get that meteor as soon as you possibly can, too, is because if you do, then you can sell it. And that just makes everything better. Perfect. Let's trade. And then take and release. Perfect. Now we don't have to worry about his meteor. And would be nice if Fergus would get at least one, maybe 2 Vigor Stars throughout this journey of his. But you know what? We're basically relying on a 5% proc. That's not always going to happen. It can happen, but it's not something you should bank on. Even 25%, the most that the Vigor Stars can go up to, is not something to bank on. It is nice when it happens, and it is more likely to happen. Just not something, you know, it's not guaranteed. 1 out of 4. And we're hoping for a 1 out of 20 with Fergus there. So I think what we're going to do right now, and I believe this just makes sense, to keep this episode short and also to keep it pretty concise, is we're going to go ahead and skip over to when my units are over here and dealing with these enemies. Alright, and we are back. So let's go ahead and open this door. Very dangerous door it is. Nana is within range. I'm halfway tempted to take Leaf out of range because I don't want Asbel to crit here. And he's going to have a reasonably good amount, or a good chance to crit either one of these units. I actually don't know if he's going to KO him, though. Thunder, so he's going to have 2 extra might here. So if he does crit, that's... well, I don't think he's actually going to KO this guy, unless he double crits. So he's going to have 34 might minus 9 is 25? Yep, 25. And then what else is he doing? 17 minus 9. That's... I mean, he's not actually KOing here, is he? No, he actually is. He is KOing. So we're going to leave Leaf out of the range here. And then we are going to follow up with the units we best can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, cool. So as long as Dawson, or as long as this guy is KO'd by Asbel, which might actually not happen, now that I'm thinking about it, we should be fine regardless. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so what we got with the chest down there with Fergus is the magic ring. Increases magic by 2. And yes, I am going to be giving that also to Leaf. It makes the most sense. He needs magical resistance. He is the main character. If he dies, you lose. Plus, he takes advantage of it very well because he can both attack and, if you know, resist moves with that. Alright, so we are going to have the bishop attack us at close range. This is okay, but I really hope we just don't crit. And we did not. Very nice, Asbel. Alright, so with that being said, we are perfect. We're ready, we're set. We can go ahead and move forward. First and foremost, we're going to capture... We do actually have to hit both hits, so with that in mind, we're going to put Leaf in range. We're doing 4 damage here. I don't think I want to attempt that. So let's capture with the battle axe. We do have to hit both hits, but 96 hit. Come on, Dawson. You can do it. You can do it. Awesome. Fantastic. So this means that we're going to get a Jormungandr, and we are going to get a Physic. Much needed. Those can go on me. We're going to take and release. And while we're at it, we could go ahead and give Karen back the said scroll because she's going to go ahead and attack this guy. Yep, she is going to double and will KO him if she hits both hits. Yeah, the Jormungandr is actually a really cool looking spell in this game, but it's not all that great to be hit with. Because not only does it do a truckload of damage, it also has crit chance and it can poison. Alright, so Karen is at C rank. Don't typically get her to C rank before the Munster escape arc is finished, but hey, you know what? I'm not complaining. Alright, with that being said, we can start escaping with some of our units because we don't need them all now. We do need Laura and Lithis to come over here and open up some chests, however. And Fergus is going to have quite the trip. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and take another breather as I want to skip all of the nonchalant walking. And we are back for our final turn of Chapter 5, Mother and Daughter. This chapter takes quite a while. I usually take between 20 and 25 turns on this, but it took me a little bit longer, I suppose. That's okay. We're going to be, well, I just said last turn. We actually have to do a couple of things before it can be our last turn. And those couple of things are using the magic ring on Leaf, so now Leaf has 3 magic. Doesn't sound so significant, but we'll be changing that sooner or later. Now we got this lockpick from the left chest up here, and we also got a skill ring from the right chest. Now Nana is going to be using that skill ring to buff her chance to hit with staves and swords. Very useful, especially because now she cannot miss with staves, which, as we saw, could have been a very serious detriment had I needed to actually hit with any of those staves in this chapter. So with all that being said, we are done with Chapter 5. We just need to escape with all 3 of our remaining units. Avel, I'm sorry. I'll always honor your sacrifice. I believe that's the only time that that's there. And then Leaf says, I'll come back for you, Commander. I'll go strong enough to storm this whole city if I have to. No force in all the heavens can stop me, so just... Yeah, Leaf and Nana have unique quotes with this chapter for escaping. Chapter 6, The Escape. Prince Leaf, over here. Augustus, what are you doing here? Planning your rescue, but it seems that was unnecessary. Clearly, you're safe and sound, but you look as if your mind is in great turmoil. I've never hated the Empire more than I do in this moment, Augustus. My parents were snatched from this world because of the Empire's actions, and now it has taken the only person I have known to be my mother. Raedric is little more than their hand, committing untold evil at their behest. Augustus, show me how to wage war against them. I'll do anything to get her back. Just tell me what I need to do. Lady Avel was turned to stone by some foul magic, you say? If that is indeed the case, you must accept that she is gone, Prince Leaf. What kind of talk is that? Isn't there some way to undo what's happened to her? Well, there is a sacred artifact, the Staff of Kia, that can reverse the process of petrification. Yet the enemy is one step ahead of us. Long ago, Archbishop Manfroy of the Lopter Church placed a seal upon the staff that prevents anyone not of his bloodline from using it. Manfroy's bloodline? So then... This is mere rumor, but it is said that a hidden shrine to Loptus lies deep within the Yi Desert. Countless warriors who defied the Loptrians and were turned to stone are kept within its forbidden halls. Amongst them, some say you can even find the young rebels who fell in the Battle of Valhalla so many years ago. If true, I imagine Lady Avel's petrified form will also be taken there as a trophy. That's nonsense, utter nonsense! Is it? What you call utter nonsense is the state of our world. Do you doubt how much power the Lopter Church holds? Look around you. In the Thracian Peninsula alone, thousands, no, tens of thousands of children have been seized and sent to Valhalla. In places where the Church's influence runs strong, places like your native Leonster or this very city, they possess near total authority. In these areas, you'll see nary a single child free. Do parents feel nothing when their children are stolen from them? Why aren't they fighting this? Of course the people fight this. They resist however they can, not just in Munster, but everywhere the Empire has dominion. But they are simple folk with no real weapons. They could never match the might of the Imperial Army, let alone the Lopter Church. Any who do try are arrested and executed at best. The Church's elite unit of sorcerers, the Welkenrosen, use methods that are the very definition of cruelty. They don't merely execute rebels, they burn everyone in their village at the stake. From all this, the men and women of Jugdral have lost their will to fight. They are little more than slaves now. Make no mistake, the Dark Age is upon us again. Is there no end to their heartlessness? North Thracia was once defined by its clear skies and lush, verdant fields, but the land is now beset by dark clouds that blot out the sun. Prince Leif, your loyalty to Lady Avel is admirable, but a more important task stands before you. North Thracia needs a hero to rally behind, someone who will reinvigorate the people's will to fight and assemble them into an army. Call such heroism whatever you like, whether through bravery or ingenuity. You must rise above the obstacles before you. Prince Leif, you carry the blood of both the loyal Quan and the just maiden Ethelyn. Their strengths, their deeds, live on in you. Do you realize what that means? If the heir to House Leonster were to raise an army, all those in North Thracia who oppose the Empire would unite behind him. If such a thing were to occur, perhaps, just perhaps, the Empire and the Loptrians could be driven from Thracia. I refuse to abandon the commander, but I understand your reasoning, Augustus. If I could become the rallying figure for the liberation of Thracia, if I could rebuild Leonster and lead its army to crush the Empire, it would be nothing short of what Finn and I have dreamed of for as long as I can remember. Augustus, if you would join me as my tactician and advisor, there is no hardship I would be unwilling to endure. But is defeating the Empire even possible? Yes, but leave the details for another time. For now, we must focus on our escape. Though I must say, Prince Leif, I am gladdened to hear such resolve from you. There is no shortage of soldiers emerging to pursue us. Is there any safe route out of here? Going through the eastern side gate would be ideal, but that would require making our way through the castle town. If anyone is spotted by the enemy, they'll call for reinforcements, making our escape that much more difficult. Not be seen by the enemy. I'm not sure how to avoid that.
If you want to avoid going through the town, I've got your back. Hermes and I can fly everybody over the wall one by one, no chance of being seen that way.
That'll get us out of here without a fight, but will you be alright, Karen?
I can tell Hermes is willing to tough it out for everyone's sake. Normally, Pegasi only let women so much as touch them. Something about men gets them spooked. Hermes is willing to give everyone a chance, though. He's a male Pegasus, so he's plenty strong enough to carry me and one extra.
Then it seems we have a viable means of escape. The question now becomes whether we should chance visiting the castle town. And I think we're going to chance that visit. Alright, so this is a very interesting chapter. You can do this completely stealth. Raedric is here, sitting with his little physic-wielding friend. We do have 2 meteor mages, or bishops I should say here, both with a physics staff. We are going to try to capture them after dealing with this large force down here. Now, if you go to the south, right through this door and along this pathway and escape, without being noticed, there's no reinforcements. But once you're noticed, I believe it's either 5 or 10 turns after you are noticed, you are then chased by what is a boatload of horsemen that come out of the right and left side reinforcements. And they will chase you quite well. Alright, so... Ooh, very nice. We're going to mount up with all of our wonderful units. Yeah, okay, so Karen is the reason why we needed a short lance in the supply. We have a supply literally right here, and we're going to be grabbing her out a short lance for when she needs to be mounted and deal with combat. Asbel will stay over here. We want him to face as many of these guys as possible over these next couple of turns. Maybe right here is fine. And then we'll have Nana right here, mounted, of course. And Brighton will also get his mount. Awesome. And there we are. We can unlock this door, and we do have the lockpicks to do so, so I guess we should just do so, since we got, you know, that Vigor Star. Might as well use it. This enemy phase isn't that big of a trouble for Asbel, especially considering that he is pretty well leveled now, has some pretty good stats, and can deal with most of them pretty well. The only problem is dealing with those 2 bishops. We are just out of range, I believe, of both of them. So I think what we'll do is we want to move just a bit closer, probably right here. We do kind of want to inch our way closer. We don't want to get too close, as we will have definite problems from certain of the enemy units. Over there. We can open this door. Very nice. And we can move our units. Fergus and Brighton and several of our other units are going to be going straight for the convoy and grabbing several items that are needful. And that's our turn. We will also have to back up a bit, just because we don't want Asbel to face too many of these guys. Unfortunately, he just got hit by a 22 hit. Luckily for us, I don't think he's in range of anybody else, and even if he is, it's just going to be like ranged units. Nothing significant. Ooh, very nice. So we're going to be able to take out one of these mages. Yeah, it does take several turns to deal with all of these guys, but it is better to just... It's better to pace yourself with this army. This army can easily overwhelm even a character as strong as Asbel is right now. And we dodge that meteor. Try again, Bishop. Try again. You're not going to be able to hit us that way. Yes, and the higher the weapon usage, the more you get out of selling a weapon, so we definitely do want to get these meteor tomes without wasting too much of them. Alright, let's go right here, should be fine. And we're going to heal up Asbel. We do not have to worry any longer about missing with staves on Nana, so that's pretty fantastic. Now, we gave Nana both of the scrolls because, in my humblest of opinions, I think she needs some good stats at this current moment. Alright, so supply, we're going to take a short lance. I don't think we need the chest key anytime soon, so we'll just not worry about that. And then we're going to move a little bit forward with Matcha. We're going to go into the supply with Fergus, give the rapier and the chest key. And we're also going to take him out the flame sword and an iron sword. Seems like a good bet for him. Alright, so supply. Actually, you know what we did want to do? We're going to give both of these away. We're going to take out the hammer and the armor slayer. I'm going to give that armor slayer over to Fergus next turn. That's something I did want to do there.
I do apologize for this, Bishop. Looks like all I've done is weigh you down.
Tell me something, Galzus. You said your work for Baron Raedric, correct? So why this girl, of all people? What is she to you?
Nobody.
Whatever you say, Galzus. I admit, this is a bit much to handle on my lonesome, but I'll manage. May the fortunes of war be generous to you, my good man.
I barely recognize you, lass. Never expected to see that face of yours again.
We'll see just exactly who that girl was and all those other two guys were in a couple of chapters worth. We'll figure all that out.
And another level up for Asbel, like he needs it.
He is leveling up pretty good. Like I said, he pretty well doesn't need any more stats. His promotion is going to be that busted. Alright, using up this fire tome. One cool thing, too, about weapons in this game, tomes, swords, lances, any weapon in this game, period, they cannot break mid-combat. So if, for instance, you have one use of the fire tome left, and Asbel procs Adept, he can crit, he can attack multiple times, he can attack 4 times with that one use. It will not break mid-battle. They will break, and then after battle you'll have just the broken item. But they cannot break mid-battle. It's something that I think a lot of Fire Emblems could do with that kind of a, I want to say, quality of life improvement. It does make for an easier time dealing with weapons mid-battle, especially, for instance, like for me. Back when I used to play games like Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, I would always find myself getting to like 3 or 5 or 6 uses of a weapon and just selling it, throwing it away or something, because it was, at that point, in my opinion, worthless, because if you had it in your inventory, you could end up enemy phasing a bunch and get yourself caught with it, and it was, of course, you can play smart, so on and so forth, but honest to goodness, it's just better not to even bother with something of that nature. But in this game says no to that. We're not going to worry about whether your weapon breaks. Your weapon will not break mid-combat, which is pretty cool. Alright, so this is our opportunity that we're going to take to go ahead and say our farewells. I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.